What if I told you that a vegetable, widely celebrated as a cornerstone of health, packed into green smoothies, tossed into salads, and recommended by health gurus for decades, could be a silent saboteur hiding in your refrigerator? What if this common, seemingly innocent plant food was slowly, methodically, and insidiously compromising the function of your body's most vital filtration system, especially after you've celebrated your 60th birthday? This isn't a scare tactic. It's a crucial piece of health information that has remained in the shadows for far too long, and understanding it could be the single most important step you take for your long-term health and vitality today. We are talking about your kidneys. These two bean-shaped organs are the unsung heroes of your body. Day and night, they work tirelessly to filter about half a cup of blood every single minute, removing waste, toxins, and excess water to produce urine. They regulate blood pressure, create red blood cells, and keep your bones strong by balancing minerals like calcium and phosphorus. But here's the frightening truth: kidney function can decline silently. You can lose up to 90% of your kidney function before you even notice the first symptom. By the time symptoms like fatigue, swelling in your ankles, or changes in urination appear, significant, often irreversible damage may have already occurred. This is why the silent part of our title is so critically important. And the vegetable at the heart of this discussion? It's praised for its iron, its vitamins, and its fiber. It's a leafy green that has become synonymous with strength and vitality. I am talking about spinach. Yes, spinach. That dark, leafy green you've been conscientiously adding to your diet, believing you were making one of the best possible choices for your health. The reality, especially for the aging body, is far more complex and potentially hazardous. The hidden danger within spinach lies in its incredibly high concentration of a natural compound called oxalate, or oxalic acid. Oxalates are part of a plant's natural defense system, designed to protect it from being eaten by insects and animals. In the human body, however, these compounds have a strong affinity for binding with minerals. Specifically, they bind with calcium. When you consume high-oxalate foods like spinach, these oxalates travel through your digestive system and can bind with calcium from other foods you've eaten. This combination forms tiny, insoluble crystals of calcium oxalate. Imagine microscopic shards of glass. Now, for a young person with robust kidney function, the body can typically manage a moderate load of these crystals, filtering them out and expelling them through urine without much trouble. But after the age of 60, the game changes dramatically. First, there's a natural age-related decline in kidney function, what doctors call the Glomerular Filtration Rate, or GFR. Your kidneys become less efficient at their filtering job, meaning it's harder for them to clear out waste products, including these sharp calcium oxalate crystals. Second, many individuals over 60 are also managing other health conditions like high blood pressure or diabetes, which already place an enormous strain on the kidneys. Adding a heavy oxalate load from foods like spinach is like asking an already exhausted worker to take on a difficult and damaging extra shift. The most well-known consequence of this crystal formation is, of course, kidney stones. Calcium oxalate stones are the most common type, accounting for about 80% of all cases. Anyone who has experienced passing a kidney stone will tell you it is one of the most excruciating pains imaginable, often compared to childbirth or a knife wound. But this is not even the silent danger we are warning you about. The real insidious damage occurs on a much smaller, chronic scale. Even if you don't form a large, agonizing stone, the constant passage of these microscopic, razor-sharp oxalate crystals through your delicate kidney tubules causes micro-injuries. It's a process of 1,000 tiny cuts. This triggers a state of chronic, low-grade inflammation within the kidneys. Your body's response to this constant injury is to try and heal, but over time, this healing process can lead to scarring, a condition known as fibrosis. Think of it like this. Imagine pouring a tiny amount of very fine sand into your car's engine every single day. For a while, the engine might seem to run just fine. But day by day, that sand is causing imperceptible wear and tear on the precision components.
Eventually, the engine's performance degrades until it finally breaks down, seemingly out of nowhere. This is precisely what a diet consistently high in oxalates from spinach can do to your aging kidneys. The delicate filtering units, called nephrons, become progressively scarred and hardened, reducing their ability to function. This is the silent destruction. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow, cumulative process that chips away at your kidney health over years, hidden behind the guise of a healthy food. So, why isn't this more common knowledge? Part of the reason is that nutrition science often speaks in generalities. For the average healthy young person, spinach in moderation is likely fine. The advice given to a 25-year-old athlete is vastly different from what is safe and optimal for a 65-year-old individual whose body has a different set of vulnerabilities. The broad-stroke advice to eat your greens fails to account for these crucial nuances. Furthermore, not everyone is equally susceptible. Some people naturally absorb more oxalates from their gut, while others have a gut microbiome that is less effective at breaking them down before they are absorbed. Certain genetic factors can also play a role. But after 60, the risk factor of age itself becomes a powerful equalizer, making almost everyone more vulnerable to the damaging potential of high-oxalate foods. Consider the modern trend of juicing in green smoothies, where it's common to blend several large handfuls of raw spinach into a single drink. This delivers a massive, concentrated dose of oxalates that can overwhelm even healthy kidneys, let alone ones that are already working with diminished capacity. This isn't just theory. Medical literature contains case reports of individuals developing acute kidney injury after green smoothie cleanses due to the overwhelming oxalate load. What is happening acutely in those cases is happening chronically and silently in many others who regularly consume large amounts of this vegetable. The very habit you adopted to preserve your health could be undermining it from the inside out. If this crucial information has already opened your eyes to a danger hidden in plain sight, imagine what else you might not know about the foods in your kitchen. To ensure you don't miss our next revelation, take a moment to subscribe to our channel and join our community dedicated to uncovering the truth for your health.
The crucial question we must now address is, how does this happen? Why can a body that handled spinach perfectly well at age 30 begin to falter at 60 or 70? The answer lies in the intricate relationship between our diet, our gut health, and our kidney capacity. Let's delve deeper into the journey of an oxalate molecule after you consume a large spinach salad. Once in your stomach and intestines, the oxalates are released from the food. In a perfectly functioning gut, a healthy microbiome plays a key defensive role. Certain beneficial bacteria, most notably a species called Oxalobacter formigenes, actually use oxalate as their primary food source. They break it down in the gut before it even has a chance to be absorbed into your bloodstream. However, the modern lifestyle has been harsh on our microbial allies. A history of antibiotic use, diets high in processed foods, and chronic stress can significantly deplete or completely eradicate this protective bacteria from your system. As we age, our gut microbiome diversity naturally tends to decrease, leaving us even more defenseless. Without these oxalate-degrading bacteria, a much larger percentage of the oxalates you eat passes through the intestinal wall and into your circulation. This is where the kidneys are called into action. It is now their job, and their job alone, to filter this flood of oxalate out of the blood. For an aging kidney, already operating at a lower capacity, this surge becomes a toxic burden. But what about cooking? You've probably heard the advice that cooking high-oxalate vegetables can reduce their danger. This is a common belief, but it's a dangerously incomplete truth. Here's why. Oxalates in plants exist in two forms, soluble and insoluble. Water-based cooking methods, primarily boiling, can help leach some of the soluble oxalates out of the spinach and into the cooking water. Studies show that boiling spinach for about 10 to 12 minutes and then, crucially, discarding the water can reduce the soluble oxalate by 50 to 85%. While that sounds impressive, spinach starts with such an astronomically high level of oxalates that even after this reduction, it remains a high-oxalate food. Furthermore, what about other cooking methods? Steaming is far less effective, removing perhaps only 30 to 40%. And what about sautéing, roasting, or baking spinach into a casserole or quiche? In these cases, virtually no oxalates are removed. They simply move from the spinach leaves into the oil or the rest of the dish. You are still consuming the entire load. The cooking might wilt the spinach, making it seem like you're eating less, but this is deceptive. A cup of cooked spinach contains vastly more leaves and therefore a much more concentrated dose of oxalates than a cup of raw spinach. So, the belief that cooking provides a simple get-out-of-jail-free card is a myth that can lead to a false sense of security, while the silent damage continues. To put this in perspective, it's important to understand that spinach is not the only culprit, though it is one of the worst offenders. Oxalate awareness is about understanding a category of foods. Other exceptionally high oxalate foods that deserve extreme caution, especially after age 60, include rhubarb, which is famously high in oxalates, to the point its leaves are toxic. Beet greens and beets themselves are also loaded with them. Swiss chard, another healthy leafy green, is on par with spinach. And then we come to a very popular health food, almonds. Whether eaten as whole nuts, almond flour, or almond butter, they are a very significant source of oxalates. Others include potatoes, especially with the skin, navy beans, and wheat bran, which is often added to cereals and breads for fiber. A morning routine of a green smoothie with spinach and almond milk, followed by an almond flour muffin, could be delivering an oxalate onslaught that your kidneys are simply not equipped to handle day after day. Recognizing these foods is the first step. The second is listening to the subtle whispers your body might be sending you, signals that your kidneys are under stress. These are not the screaming pain of a kidney stone. These are the quiet clues that are all too easy to dismiss as just part of getting older. Do you feel a pervasive fatigue that sleep just doesn't seem to fix? This isn't just normal tiredness. When kidneys are impaired, toxins and impurities can build up in the blood, leading to a profound sense of exhaustion and lack of energy. Pay attention to your body. Have you noticed your skin becoming persistently dry and itchy? When kidneys fail to maintain the right balance of minerals and nutrients in your blood, this can manifest as dermatological issues. Another critical sign is a change in your urination patterns. Are you getting up multiple times during the night to use the bathroom? This condition, called nocturia, can be an early indicator that your kidneys are losing their ability to concentrate urine. Perhaps you've noticed your urine seems foamy or bubbly, almost like it has soap in it. This can be a sign of excess protein, specifically albumin, leaking into the urine, which is a classic sign of kidney damage. Also, look at your ankles and feet at the end of the day. Do you see puffiness or swelling that leaves an indentation when you press your finger into it? This edema happens when declining kidney function leads to sodium retention, causing fluid buildup in your tissues. Now I want to ask you something directly. Have you experienced any of these subtle signs, the fatigue, the skin changes, the nightly urination, the foamy urine, and brushed them off as just an inevitable part of aging? Be honest with yourself. If so, please share your experience in the comments below. You might be surprised how many others are going through the same thing, and your story could be the catalyst for someone else to connect the dots. So what can we do? Well, the definitive advice is to significantly reduce or eliminate extremely high oxalate foods like spinach from your diet after 60. There are protective strategies. Hydration is paramount. Drinking enough water helps dilute the concentration of oxalates in your urine, making it much harder for crystals to form and giving your kidneys a fighting chance to flush them out. Another powerful strategy is to pair any moderate oxalate food you eat with a calcium-rich food in the same meal. The calcium binds with the oxalate in your stomach and intestines, forming the crystals there where they can be harmlessly excreted in the stool instead of being absorbed into the blood and sent to the kidneys. It's a simple but profound dietary adjustment.
If these insights are already changing how you look at your plate and view the signals from your own body, just imagine what you'll learn as we delve into the safe, delicious, and kidney-friendly alternatives. To ensure you receive that vital information, make sure you click that subscribe button now and join our informed community dedicated to empowering your health journey.
We have journeyed through the hidden dangers of a celebrated health food, understood the science behind its silent assault on our kidneys, and learned to recognize the subtle warning signs our bodies send us. Now, we arrive at the most empowering part of our discussion, the solution. Knowing what to avoid is only half the battle. True health empowerment comes from knowing what to embrace. Fortunately, the world of vegetables is vast and varied, offering a spectacular array of nutrient-dense, flavorful, and, most importantly, low-oxalate alternatives that will nourish your body without burdening your kidneys. Let's rebuild your grocery list with choices that actively protect your health. At the top of this list are the cruciferous vegetables. Think of cabbage, cauliflower, broccoli, and bok choy. These are nutritional powerhouses, rich in vitamin C and K, fiber, and powerful anti-inflammatory compounds like sulforaphane. Yet they contain almost negligible amounts of oxalates. A large, beautiful salad made with shredded raw cabbage, steamed broccoli florets, and a light vinaigrette gives you all the satisfying crunch and nutritional benefit of a green salad without any of the oxalate risk. For another excellent leafy green substitute, turn to romaine lettuce or butter lettuce. They provide hydration and a good source of folate and vitamin A, and are exceptionally low in oxalates. If you crave that slightly bitter, robust flavor you got from spinach, try arugula. It has a wonderful peppery taste and is very low on the oxalate scale. Expanding our kidney-friendly palate, let's consider other vegetables. Cucumbers are an amazing choice. Composed mostly of water, they are fantastic for hydration and provide silica for connective tissue health, all while being virtually oxalate-free. Bell peppers of all colors, red, yellow, orange, are loaded with antioxidants, particularly vitamin C, which is crucial for immune function and skin health, and they pose no oxalate threat. Instead of high-oxalate potatoes, opt for mashed cauliflower as a delicious, creamy side dish. Zucchini is another incredibly versatile low-oxalate vegetable that can be grilled, sautéed, or made into noodles as a substitute for pasta. Asparagus, while being a natural diuretic that helps flush the urinary system, is also safely low in oxalates. So what does a kidney-safe day of eating look like? Perhaps it's an omelet for breakfast with sautéed mushrooms and bell peppers, not spinach. For lunch, a large salad built on a base of romaine and arugula, topped with grilled chicken, cucumbers, and a low-oxalate sunflower seed dressing instead of an almond-based one. For dinner, a piece of baked salmon alongside steamed asparagus and a serving of pureed cauliflower. This isn't a diet of deprivation, it's a diet of smart substitution. It's about being an informed consumer, a health detective who understands the nuanced needs of their own body as it gracefully ages. Remember the strategic tips from before. Prioritize hydration consistently throughout the day to keep your urine diluted. And if you do consume a food with moderate oxalate content, consciously pair it with a source of calcium. A small amount of cheese, a serving of plain yogurt, or calcium-set tofu can help bind those oxalates in your gut, providing a crucial layer of protection for your kidneys. So, let's bring it all together. We started with a shocking premise that a common vegetable, spinach, could be silently harming your kidneys, especially after the age of 60. We uncovered that the villain is an incredibly high concentration of oxalate crystals, which can cause microabrasions, inflammation, and gradual fibrosis, a slow, scarring damage that accumulates over years. We learned that age-related decline in kidney function and changes in our gut health make us far more vulnerable to this damage than when we were younger. We debunked the myth that simply cooking spinach is a sufficient safety measure, and we identified other high-oxalate culprits like almonds and beets. Most importantly, we've empowered you with knowledge, teaching you to recognize the subtle symptoms of kidney stress and providing you with a delicious, vibrant list of safe, low-oxalate vegetables to fill your plate and nourish your body with confidence.
Your health journey is a series of choices you make every single day, at every single meal. Information like this is not meant to create fear, but to replace fear of the unknown with the power of knowledge. It's about trading blind hope, the hope that you're doing the right thing, for informed action. You now have the information you need to take control of this crucial aspect of your dietary health and protect your vital organs for the long, healthy, and vibrant life you deserve. If this video has provided you with value, if it has made you rethink a habit or given you a new sense of control over your health, please support our mission in 3 simple ways. First, give this video a like to let us know it was helpful and to help others find this critical information. Second, click the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the hidden truths of health and wellness. And third, and perhaps most importantly, share this video with a friend, a family member, or a loved one who is over 60. Your share could be the act of kindness that prevents years of silent damage for someone you care about. And don't forget to continue the conversation in the comments section. Your insights and experiences enrich our entire community. Thank you for investing your time with us today. We look forward to seeing you in the next video where we will continue to uncover the knowledge that empowers a healthier you.